heard at the ceremony that they've been together for 6.5 years. 6.5 years. Well, as their relationship progressed longer and longer, my eyesight got worse and worse. And so the font size gets bigger and bigger, and that's why we have Now, when I reviewed the guest list and looked around the room, I realized that I don't know more than half the people here. Which also means I have a lot of work to do tonight to get to meet the rest of you. For the majority of you who don't know who I am, my name is Joe Mansarella, and I'm the FOB, the father of the bride. Or, if you prefer, the SOB, the stepfather of the bride. On behalf of my wife Maureen, the MOB, the most outstanding beauty. Myself and the parents of the groom, Tina and Dean Galvin, I would like to welcome all of you to celebrate with us on this great occasion of the marriage of Brittany and Dean. Some of you have traveled a long way to be here. In fact, most of us have traveled at least a couple hours to be here at this destination wedding here at this wonderful site in the Amish country. Besides New Jersey and Pennsylvania, there are those among you who have come from Long Island. We have Long Islanders. A crowd of them. Florida. Yes. Florida. Maine.
Woo, woo, woo.
Texas. Iowa. Indiana. And even California. And France. You are here because somewhere along the way you touched Brittany and Dean in a special way. So much so that they wanted you to be here with them on their special day. Your being here, taking time from your busy schedules, is testimony to the power of friendship and the power of family. And we don't take that for granted. Our families are humbled by your desire to honor their commitment with your presence. How great is this place where the wedding of Brittany and Dean? Well, I would like to take full credit for choosing it. I would like to, but I can't. I will say that together with Brittany and Dean and Dean's parents, we spent a few weekends traipsing around upstate New York and Pennsylvania looking at some other potential wedding sites that did not make the cut. We actually had a great time doing this, even though it led nowhere as far as finding a wedding location. Brittany and Dean found this place all by themselves, and also did most of the legwork when it came to the decorations, the hotel, that rehearsal hour, or the rehearsal dinner last night, cocktail hour, and menu, and all the other details that go into planning such an event. My compliments. Very, very well done. I met Brittany when she was 5 years old, and it was apparent, even at that age, that she was someone special. She was outgoing and outspoken, much like her mother. And these traits common to both has made for some interesting interactions, discussions, even an argument or two over the years, if you can believe that. Overall, Brittany was an absolute joy to raise. She was a good student, didn't get into too much trouble. She got heavily involved in school activities, including performing arts and student council. As soon as she was able, she was out there trying to find jobs to earn some extra money. Even while in graduate school, she worked as a nanny for 3 small children. Outstanding preparation for motherhood. Today I am the proudest dad in the world for having the honor of walking Brittany down the aisle. Brittany, you look stunning in that wedding dress. I don't know how many dresses you tried on or how many places or even states you visited before you said yes to the dress. But I know you made a few visits to New York City over the past months, and let me tell you, it was worth time spent. When I first met Dean, I was immediately impressed. I had met some of the guys that Brittany had dated before, but this guy was different. He was cordial, personable, twisted sense of humor, and easygoing. He was very well-rounded to talk about many different subjects. He was well-shaven and clean-cut. And that's all. He was a car guy like me, and we could talk tools and cars for hours. But overall, we were impressed by how well he treated Brittany. It was clear that she was a priority for him. The way they looked at each other and talked to each other, we knew it was good. He was pretty smart in other ways, too. He learned quickly not to engage my wife in a discussion that related in any way to politics. He was getting his degree in computer science. Really? A computer geek that can fix most any computer problem my wife causes? I thought, Brittany, you better not let this guy get away. After a few years together, we started wondering if and when a proposal was to come. But Christmases came and went, Valentine's Days passed by, there were romantic getaway weekends, and nothing. They certainly seemed as happy as can be with each other, so let's get on with it already. When at one point they planned a romantic getaway weekend to Niagara Falls, we thought surely this was it. She would come home with a ring and we would move into wedding planning mode. But no. And more months went by. Then one day out of the clear blue, I get a text from Dean, seeming somewhat concerned and wanting to come over and talk to me. My first thought was that he needed money. Perhaps to address Brittany's food addiction, which I was in fact, he wanted to ask if we were okay with him asking Brittany for her hand in marriage. We were so impressed by him taking this classy, traditional approach. What a guy. Soon after, they made it official at the Noble Lighthouse, a very cool place in York, Maine. Definitely worth a visit if you haven't been there, if you have the chance. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't tell a couple of short anecdotes about Brittany from her formative years, which may speak to her character and maybe to the obsessions that Dean already knows that he's getting himself into. The first of these is called Brittany the Foodie. Anyone who knows Brittany for very long knows just how much she loves to eat. Before she was in first grade, she could put away a pound of bacon by herself in one sitting, no problem. Her favorite restaurant? Golden Corral, all you can eat. And ketchup on everything. I mean, we really had a hard time keeping enough in the house. Not just 1 or 2 squirts on French fries. Most of what was on her plate would be buried in the sea of red. You know how you go to Costco and you can buy 3 or 4 giant ketchup bottles, shrink wrapped? Well, when we went shopping, one of those was not enough. Even when she went through a 2-year vegetarian phase, those veggies were swimming in ketchup. Now when Brittany and Dean travel and she sends us pictures, they're not of the places they visit. They're of the plates of food that are put in front of them at restaurants. When in France, we don't get pics of the Eiffel Tower, we get French pastries and glasses of champagne. When we went to Disney World, I am not embellishing when I say that she had to hit a food place in every one of the countries of Epcot and document it with pictures of what she ate. It is not a coincidence that her first job while in high school was at a deli. Her second job was as a server at Crave, an upscale restaurant in Newton. Her first job out of college was at a food and beverage distributorship. Her second job was at Whole Foods Market, and her third job was at Chef's, an online retailer of food. Do you see a pattern? My second story is called Cone Hat. Once when Brittany was 7 or 8, we were on a Mazzarella family trip to Disney World. While at the Magic Kingdom, she asked if we would buy her a princess cone hat and veil. You know those pointed hats with a veil coming off the point? We said okay and picked one out. And I happened to have not the one, but a reasonable facsimile. For you, dear. While we were walking along in the park, she started twirling the veil in circles over her head. Maybe you can demonstrate. Yeah. We warned her not to do it because she might hit someone or it might fly off. She stopped for a minute, but being a kid, she just waited until we weren't looking and did it again. Well, all of a sudden it flies off her finger as we were crossing a bridge over the canal that winds through the park. Over the edge and down it went and into the water, right in the middle, way out of reach. She was screaming and making a scene, but there was no way to get it. There it went floating down the canal. She finally regained her composure, but 2 more times as we crossed different bridges over the same canal, there it was, slowly floating down the stream, as if it was following and tormenting her. And she screamed again. She asked if she could get another one. We said yes, but she would have to reimburse us. She agreed and got the replacement veil. Well, when we returned from the trip and there was a $20 bill in the Valentine's Day card from a Grammy, I reminded her of her commitment to reimburse for the second cone hat. She screamed, "No!" Maybe you can do it better. I said, "Didn't you agree to this when we were at Disney?" "I don't remember." She said, "If you agreed, you should pay up." "No!" Screamed. Well, we went back and forth on it, but she was not going to make good on her promise. But that night, when I went up to bed, there on my pillow was that $20 bill with a little yellow sticky on it. And on this sticky was written, "Have it, Joe."
God bless her.
My last story is called Galvin. Throughout school, there was always an expectation of good grades from the kids. But there was the occasional not-so-good grade that came home on the report card, usually in math or science, my top subjects, of course. We would argue and discuss, we would set up monetary incentives, and so on. Well, one day, early in high school, as I was working in the garden, Brittany came and sat down in a nearby chair. Well, kids don't just show up when there's yard work to be done. So I knew something was up. After a couple minutes, she says to me, "You know, I've been thinking a lot about this, and I decided I just want to be average." You can imagine my reaction. I'm getting visions of her not studying anymore, maybe not going to college, or going to college and studying philosophy or some field without a clear path to a job. Or getting a job at Walmart, moving back into the house until she's 40. Scared the hell out of me. Needless to say, there was a lot more discussion that followed. Fortunately, she got over this lapse of judgment, went on to get not only her bachelor's degree, but her master's degree, and has been employed in her chosen field of business ever since. Although I have to say, I'm not sure if her chosen field is human resources or food. One thing is for certain, though, Brittany, you are anything but average. That's the end of my anecdotes. Tina and Dean, thank you for raising your son with the good values and principles that we have seen, which are based on the same values and principles which have guided you in your lives and as parents. Together with your son Ben and daughter Brittany, you have much to be proud of, but I really don't need to tell you that. And of course, thank you for encouraging Dean to share his life with Brittany. We really welcome the union of the families and look forward to the future and many years to come. Now, when you read about the elements to be included in an FOB speech, one of these is to impart some words of wisdom based upon my years of successes, failures, and overall experience. Well, okay, I have some words of wisdom. My words of wisdom are easy to remember. 4 short words that carry a lot of weight for you, Dean, and consequently for you, Brittany. Dean, these words are so critical, I've placed them on a small memory aid that you can strategically place in your desk, in your kitchen, even take it with you on a business trip. I've even brought it with me, so here it is. We've all heard these words before. It says, happy wife, happy life. But in your case, what might be even more appropriate would be, give her to eat, your life will be sweet. The other words of wisdom are about family. In searching for the most meaningful purposes in life, do not look for it in jobs, job promotions, or places that you visit. Look for it at home, because home is where your family is, and nothing tops family. Always keep that as your first and greatest priority. And now I'd like to propose a toast to the happy couple. Please raise your glass. Brittany and Dean, your life together is just starting, and it will take many turns along the way. You will have your good days and some not so good days. But as long as you have each other, you have all that you need. Cling to each other, communicate with each other, and make each other number one in your lives. I love you very much. Brittany and Dean.
That was beautiful.
Wasn't it?
He's a natural.
Definitely. Good job. It was too short. It was just too short, Joe.